What's up, everybody? It's Thoughts Talking TF2 with your pal, MrScaryMuffin. So, at this point, if you guys have been following me for the entire series, I've talked about what makes an evergreen game. I've talked about what makes a game a good esports game. I've talked about what makes, people want to spectate and watch games and kind of stuff like that. But I haven't really talked about the people who cast the game themselves, the people who provide the commentary. And I, I've been kind of outspoken about this. Some of you guys might have heard me talk about my opinions on certain casters and kind of stuff like that. We have the places that I've been watching cast particularly, right? I've kind of overheard my wife with listening to the League of Legends cast, like especially for the World Tournament. I used to watch quite a bit of StarCraft cast. Like, I didn't really watch it, more like I let it run in the background while I did work. I just listened to it. I've been watching some of the UGC stuff from X Television, which is the Team Fortress cast, and I've also been a part of the Race for Wool stuff in Minecraft on those cast as well. And here's the general things that I wanna bring up, kind of stuff, because I know some people are interested in doing casting and stuff like that. So I thought I'd talk about this. So one, I think probably the most important thing is make it interesting for the spectators, right? And this goes back to the spectator episode where I talked about give them a reason to cheer for one team or another team. Give them an idea of what's going on. You have to explain and dumb it down a little bit. That's okay. The people who are experts will formulate their own opinions anyways. You might even encourage those people to talk in the chat. That's fine. But for the new viewers, you want to make sure that you catch them and keep them interested in the game. And you do that by getting them rooting for one of the teams constantly, whether it's a team that you're biased against or whatever, or if you just provide a lot of backgrounds and a lot of reasons for them to cheer, such as them being the underdogs in a match kind of stuff. But yeah, you really want to get the spectators in and absorbed into the match, but part of that also involves having a lot of energy when you're doing this. You gotta be animated in your voice. If you're using a webcam, you should be interesting to look at, so that if there's nothing going on the screen at the moment, they can look at you. And one of the things that I like doing is I like to every now and then go to the webcam and just kind of give a facial expression. And those guys who've been watching me do the Yogscast Race for Wool commentary might notice that every now and then I kind of go, or I'll wave at the camera as the guy falls into the void, kind of stuff. And I like that. I think that has a little bit of a personal touch. It gives people something else to look at. But the most important thing is that the energy, even if it is exaggerated, even if it is quote-unquote fake, the energy is extremely important because people feed off that energy. If you sound bored, if you act bored, it's going to trickle down into the audience and they're going to get bored, even if the match is interesting. And it's hard to get the energy, and some people, even when they try, they can't really do it. Like when Jasmine tries to do commentary, she goes like, "Wow, look at that," and that's her trying to put energy into her her casting. But unfortunately for her, it comes off as really sarcastic. I wouldn't even say it's fake. It sounds sarcastic, and it's pretty funny to me when she does it. She's like, "Wow, is that what I sound like?" And so when she's genuinely sounds like she's excited, then you know that she's genuinely excited and hyped up about something. Because normally, if she tries to fake it or she tries to generate her own energy, it doesn't. It comes off as sarcastic. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. But energy is super important. I used to teach swimming. I used to be a lifeguard for a good solid 5-6 years when I was in a university. I was in university for a very long time. But anyways, yeah. So one of the important things about teaching swimming is that I have to have a lot of energy in order to keep the kids keep the kids' attention on me, because the swimming pool has a lot of distractions, and distractions are dangerous when it's in the swimming pool, especially since they can go off and they can die and kind of stuff like that. So even if I'm, say, one-on-one with a kid, helping them float along, and sometimes that the other kids have to be focused on me and not distracted about something else. So I need to keep their focus on me, and I do that by generating a lot of energy. You see, I have a lot of practice with this, 5-6 years of this, and it's not just, oh yeah, I do an energy and it's a half an hour class. I'm there teaching for 4 hours straight, 3 times a week. Whether I'm tired or not, I am there, and I have to create energy, and I have to match or beat little kids in terms of energy, and they're coming in fresh every single half hour, whereas I'm getting my day dragged on. I just finished school or I just finished work. Sometimes I go to kickboxing and then I go and do the lifeguarding stuff, and I am tired as heck, and sometimes I'll be hungry. When I was doing it 3 times a week, my skin got really dry as well and really uncomfortable, and ugh. Lifeguarding is hard work. Especially since the majority of lifeguarding work is teaching swimming, because they don't need like 2 guards at a time, so the rest of the people on staff usually ends up teaching. But yeah. So energy is extremely important, and I really feel that is where a lot of casters fail these days, is whether they don't have the energy, or it just happens to be their type of personality, and it's really such a pity. But those are the type of people who, if they can't get that drive, it's going to keep them back. It's gonna hold them back. And the League of Legends people are very good, very good with the energy. Normally in classic casting or commentary, you have the straight man and you have the color commentary, right? The straight man is the guy who's doing the play-by-play. He's like basically telling everybody exactly what's happening, and then the color commentary is the one who does the analysis and throws in the puns, makes it funny, makes it interesting to listen to. Play-by-play in esports is not as important, right? Because people generally are watching what's going on. It's play-by-play was important back when a lot of sports was casted on the radio, and people need this visual description so that they can picture what's going on. It doesn't hurt to do some play-by-play, especially when moments are getting intense and you feel it's a moment that everybody should watch, because sometimes people aren't fully paying attention to the screen. They might be doing something on the side, kind of stuff. That happens too. So it doesn't hurt to do some play-by-play and draw people's attention to the screen when something exciting is going to happen. And you can build up to those moments if you suspect things are going on. So if we're talking about the Calamity Tournament, for example, it's when a guy is about to break into a place, or when people are making a pretty big push and we're about to see a huge PvP fight kind of stuff. Those are really interesting moments, intense moments that you want to bring attention to. In terms of color commentary, I feel like almost every single caster for esports these days are a color commentary or a color commentator. They're very unique personalities. You're not going to see a very plain, straight guy on their own, just because people are attracted to certain personalities, and a lot of people solo cast these days as well. And it doesn't hurt to have 2 color commentaries either, as long as they know how to work off of each other. They know when to let the other person talk or when to add to the other person's analysis and stuff like that. Those of you guys who will watch me, you know, I like doing a little bit of mix of everything. I do a lot of analysis, I do a lot of explanation, especially so that people who are new to stuff will understand. And that's gonna be the thing that I always do, is I always want to make sure that people who are just tuning in understand what's going on, and I think that's really important. The other thing I always try to do is I always try to have energy, and I always try to do the puns. I always try to make the funnies and work the crowd a little bit, because I like to make, it's not even the puns sometimes, it's the analogies, such as, you know, a guy being AFK and coming back when his team is still winning. It's just kind of like, yeah, sorry I've been gone. I came back, but I saw you guys were doing well, and I thought maybe I'll just go get a pizza and let you guys keep at it, kind of thing. And I think those are the kinds of stuff. The personality does also brings people back and back again. And it is good crowd control and keeping people invested into the match kind of stuff. But I want to turn the table over to you guys now and ask you guys what you guys think. What are the kinds of stuff that when you watch a cast of anything, what is it that you like? Do you guys like the analogies? Do you guys like the play-by-plays? Do you like it when I talk about the basics, kind of like dumb it down for people? Do you like that, or do you feel that it's condescending, or do you feel that it's unnecessary or it's annoying kind of stuff? I am truly interested in hearing back from you guys about this kind of stuff because it will improve how I do these castings in the future as well. And if there's anything you guys want me to do more, such as I know for some reason people like listening into the chatter of the teams a lot too. I like it now and then, and I mean, if you look at something like League of Legends, they have a person down talking about what the teams generally are feeling, but they only do it like once every half hour kind of stuff. It's very rare to see them, like, they'll have, like, for Hockey Night in Canada, they have one up, one down, and there's like one guy who's like down there in between the benches, and he's just kind of eavesdropping, getting a general sense of how people are, and I think people are more attuned to the moods of the team. They want to know if the team is rattled. They want to know if the team is plotting something to give them kind of insight on what's going to happen kind of stuff. So I know some people like to hear that. I personally, I'm okay without it. I like just looking at it and then bringing up the questions for the interviews later on. And I guess that's another thing. Do you guys like the interviews after the match? We don't always get them, especially for the Calamity Tournament, which occurs so frequently. Because we have so many rounds going after each other, we don't have time to get the interviews in. But we did get that in for the grand final, so that was all good in the hood. So yes, that is that for the topic today, which is how to be a good commentator, I feel. And there's quite a lot of things that I feel a lot of people can do better, and hope to see a lot more stuff for those guys in the future who are interested in doing casting. Leave your comments below, guys. Let me know how you feel about the topic, and provide some feedback also on some of the things that I've been doing. I would appreciate it very much. Thank you guys all for watching. I will catch you guys next time. And oh, I didn't say this last week because I totally forgot about American Thanksgiving, but here's a very late post, a belated happy Thanksgiving to those of you guys. And in case I forget about it later, because I do these episodes ahead of time, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Crazy Kwanzaa, New Year, and all that kind of stuff, guys. I will see you guys next time. Peace out.
The moment is